The Israelites, seeing the
Righteous maintenance men in this thing.
righteous maintenance man.
It was maintenance men. They had to kind
You
of
know?
go into the house, kind of check it, inspect it. Okay, let me get this stone out. Let me get this brick out. Hey, man, because if I don't, you might die, man.
That's right. Hey, and a lot of the Israelites, you got a lot of mold on you too on a spiritual level. Right? In this house of the Lord, you got mold on you, going to get plucked out and cast without.
And real quick, Salakia, hey, man, if you got mold in your house and you kind of tell your property manager about it and he don't do a damn thing, you can sue him, man.
Sue him.
Because it's dangerous for children, pets, and you. But I wanted to get this real fast and continue on with the clothes and hop in the house real quick. Get Leviticus 13, verse, we just get straight to the point, at 52. 'Cause this is what you're supposed to do. Like you said, it's no what is that,
DIY.
do it yourself, whatever. None of that for cleaning mold, man. Right, the Lord told you how to clean it. Right, bring it out.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 52.
Right?
He shall therefore burn that garment.
He should what?
He should therefore burn that garment.
Yeah, you got to burn that garment, man.
Wash it.
You don't kind of wash it and, no, man, you're supposed to burn the garment. Right, read on.
Because it can
Whether-
spread.
Whether warp or woof, and woolen or in linen, or in slacker, or anything of skin wherein the plague is.
Right?
For it is a fretting leprosy. It shall be burnt in the fire.
Right, so you got to burn that. Like the brother said, that can spread. Right? So we're not dealing with that. So go to Leviticus 14 and
Yeah, Salakia.
verse 33.
I just want to harp on the point again. Bacteria spreads, man. It don't just go away because you clean it with some bleach and some damn awesome. No, man, it's still going to be there, underlining, and it's going to grow, and it's going to grow, and it's going to grow until you damn in 6 feet under the ground, man. So you got to watch these things, right?
That's right.
And so, hey, the Lord, you got to have good upkeep of your house as well, man. Right, the Lord is saying, look, have good upkeep of your house. And if these things occur, you got to seek out the Levites and the priests. Of course, we don't have a priesthood set up in today's time. That's what mercy and grace coming at, right? But nonetheless, you got it, brother.
That's right. I'm going to read it real quick. This is Leviticus 14 and 32. This is the law of him in whom is the plague of leprosy, whose hand is not able to get that which pertains to his cleaning. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when ye come into the land of Canaan, which I give for you, like to you, for a possession, and I put the plague of leprosy in the house of your possession. And he that oweth the house, or owneth the house, shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me, there is as it were a plague in the house. And if you withholding that information, you're going off, right? Now you got blood upon your household as well, because they could definitely get sick from that, right? You're a murderer now. You're an evil man. So if you don't do this, you can really possibly get judged by the judges, perhaps even unto death.
I got a quick point, and that's what slumlords come in at. Right, that's what a slumlord is. Look up that definition real quick. Ken.
I won't tell you.
A slumlord. You don't want to be a damn slumlord. Brother, if the Lord bless you with a certain amount of financial stability to buy property, you have to be on top of that property, man.
Yeah.
You can't just buy a house, fix it up, move somebody in there, and you never see the house for 20 years. Brother, you're going off, man. Right? You gotta check up on that house. You gotta kind of hit up the tenants. Hey, what's going on? Everything good? Anything you need, let me know. Right?
That's what my folks would do. We got to hit up the tenants, see how they doing. You know, see if the house is tip-top in shape. Slumlord, landlord of slum property, especially one who profiteers.
Profiteers.
Right? Really somebody who takes advantage of the less fortunate, right? And not taking making their due diligence, seeing that the house is fit, right? And they don't really give a damn about the person or the house.
Scroll down in that. Read it.
You got it.
Okay, a slumlord is a slang term for a landlord, generally an absentee landlord with more than one property who attempts to maximize profit by minimizing spending on property maintenance, often in deteriorating neighborhoods and to tenants that can intimidate. And they also say deteriorating neighborhoods. Right. So guess
Slums
what?
and ghettos.
That's the ghettos. That's the slums. That's what Jake dwell among. Right? And the Lord brought these curses about us. So guess what? Your house got mildew in it.
Yeah.
Right? Guess what? Your house got roaches. It's rat infested. You got damn raccoons sneaking through your attic, eating your damn chips in the damn night. right? All hell breaking loose, man, because you living among these wicked conditions.
Yeah.
And you got these slumlords over you. You live, what's it called? Public housing, right? That's owned by the government. So ain't no landlord's gonna come to that housing and check on the property, right? All they do is set up a manager and some damn maintenance man.
That's right. Verse 36. Then the priest shall command that they empty the house before the priest go in into it to see the plague, that all that is in the house be not made unclean. And afterward the priest shall go in and to see the house. So you got to get everything out the house. I don't care how much stuff you got in there. I don't care if you're a hoarder. You got to get everything out the house. Verse 37. And he shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be in the walls of the house with hollow strakes, and greenish or reddish, which is in the sight are lower than the wall, then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut it up, so like he shut up the house 7 days. So he kind of, I don't know how he did it. Might have got some tape or something like that, kind of. You said what? Yeah, kind of cloth sheets. It's bordered up. Kind of look like, got abandoned. What's that? Oh, you kind of look like you got fumigated or whatever, So read it on 39. Then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days. So that person got to find out where to stay, There's not telling too much from, where that person went, but he got to find somewhere to stay, but he can't stay there.
I got a precept. Give me Ezra chapter 6, verse 11. Right, because this is going pretty much a drought house. Right, if your house get infested with mildew, right, because some case it's just out of hand. There's nothing they can do about it. They might the priest might have set you down. They look, this is the situation. Your house is fully infested with mildew. We're going to have to find somewhere else for you to live.
But Jake kind of crying, what I'm going to do? I eat back then.
All this. You got families.
I got my babies.
Yeah, Jake kind of looking at his wife. His wife kind of put his head down.
I told you we should have.
The children kind of crying, and he got to deal with it.
And it's on a Friday night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Ezra chapter 6 and verse 11.
It's the book of Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 11.
Right.
Also, I have made a decree that whosoever shall alter this word, let timber be pulled down from his house.
If you alter the word of the Lord, let timber be pulled down from his house. Read on.
And been set up, let him be hanged thereon, and let his house be made a dunghill for this. A dunghill for this.
A dunghill for this. Right, so if your house get fully infested with mildew, hey, brother, it's a dunghill now.
That's right.
There's nothing the priest can do about it. You got to deal with it. Read on. And what's a dunghill? It's pretty much a shit house. Right? It's pretty much a house that's just deserted. Right? Like a lot of houses in Detroit, man. You go to these certain streets, man, the whole damn street is boarded up. Those are drought houses. Read on.
Verse 12. And the God that have caused his name to dwell there, destroy all kings and people, that shall put their hand to the altar, and to destroy this house of the Most High, which is at Jerusalem. I, Darius, have made a decree that it be done with speed.
Now give me, I believe, 2 Kings chapter 10 and verse 27.
It's the book of 2 Kings chapter 10 and verse 27.
You can start at verse 26.
Verse 26. And they brought forth the image out of the house of Baal and burned them.
And did what?
And burned them.
Right, so we brought all the images out of the house of Satan and we burnt it. Read on.
And they break down the image of Baal.
And that's what we're going to do to America. We're going to break down all these different altars, all these churches, all these Caesar Braziers set up. We're going to break down these different images of Baal. Read on.
And break down the house of Baal and made it a draught house.
A what?
A draught house.
And did what?
And made it a draught house.
And made it a draught house. Read on.
Unto this day. Thus Jehu destroyed Baal out of Israel.
Right, so Jehu exterminated all the Baal worshippers, man. Right, and he made their house a draught house unto this day.
Verse 38. Then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days. And the priest shall come again the 7th day and shall look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the walls of the house, then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is, and they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city. All right, it's plain upon tables. They plucked out that stone, so they being handymans, maintenance men. All right?
I got
Verse,
the priesthood.
verse 41 real quick. And he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place. And this is a serious job, because all them plucking out the stones, kind of dust, all of that. You know, you can't just let that fly into the wind or kind of spill into somebody walking by, or they're unclean. Yeah. This is a very serious job, man. Yeah. You know, if they had it, you know, I'm believe that they would use hazmat suits. You know, because if that stone kind of touched somebody just so happened to be walking by with their ass, you know, oh, what the hell happened? Yeah. You know, that they unclean. Now that priest or that Levi is going to get judged. So it's real serious. It probably take 2 people to get the stones. You got to go all the way without the city, kind of toss it.
This is a profession, man.
This is a profession, man. And you know, they had to go to school for it because most I just gave them knowledge and it's playing upon tables. But nonetheless, you got to be skilled and very diligent to do the job. And then you had to walk back, you know, take lunch breaks.
I'm led to believe they had practice, man. They kind of got their practice in. Right, to be raised up to be a priest and a Levite, you had to kind of get your practice in. The elders would say, hey, look, this is how you do it, man. This is the law, right? This is how you conduct it. They probably had damn drawings on the board, right? They probably was kind of getting into it, man. Look, hey, this is a serious matter. You have to know what you're doing. You got it?
They had to deal with people that, no, this is my house. I like, no, you messing up my house. Yeah. You messing up my house. I had this over here right in place. Now it might fall apart. They had to deal with that stuff too.
Yeah, like the elderly, they don't play about that.
Nah, they don't play with my house, baby.
I've been in this house for 30 years.
My bayath. Yep. You know, they losing their mind.
Yeah. They kind of cussing out the priest.
Yeah, shit, going off, throwing up curses. Priests got to ignore it though, because they got to do their job.
They got to stay in the spirit.
Don't think everything in the scriptures always went smoothly, man.
Right.
Like it was a cakewalk. Everybody said, okay, Khan, do as thou wilt, right? Do what seemeth thee good. It didn't always work out like that, man. Yeah. You had niggas in the ancient world, too.
Yeah, and a lot of these, they knew the law, right? They know the priests had to do what they had to do, but guess what? They didn't care. It's their house, right? That's their possessions, right? They've been there for 30 years. You can't just come up in my house and tear it down, man. But guess what? This is for your benefit. This is for your safety. And this is for the safety of the nation of Israel. It's for the safety of your children, right? But Israel don't think about that. They think about themselves. I got a precept too.
They thought kind of run out the house, but he left the door open. All hell break loose. Yeah. Who gonna pay me for money?
All right, you got it. Hey, this give me First Maccabees chapter 4 verse 45. Right, because they cast out the stones, man. They cast out the stones. They tore down the house and they cast out the stones into a convenient place. It's like them trash hills Esau be having. Yeah. Look up the trash hill. You're not going to find a trash hill in the middle of the city, downtown Woodward. Right. No, man. It's going to be a damn somewhere else, man. Nobody never knows where these things are. Hey, that's a lot of trash too, man. That's a lot of trash. These are convenient places. And, you know, the majority of people really don't know where these places are. It's probably all kind of madness over there in them trash hills. Pigs, dead bodies, feces, folly, spirits. Probably damn spirits over there, man. Yeah. All right, so let's bring out First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 45. So this is when they were rebuilding up the temple, Judas Maccabees, right? You should know the story. The Greeks, they came to foul the temple. They was dallying with harlots, right? They was doing all manner of wickedness, sacrifices, swine flesh on the altar. So the temple was just completely polluted and busted and broke down.
Yeah, he had to find choice priests, man.
Yep.
You got it.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 45. They thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them.
Right, so they had to pull down certain stones out of the temple. Read on.
Because the heathen had defiled it.
Said they had defiled it. Read on.
Wherefore they pulled it down and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place.
In a what?
In a convenient place.
They had to pull these stones to the side in it's like a convenient place. They don't tell you what place. They don't tell you the landmass they went to. They don't tell you the region. It just said a convenient place. Read on.
Until there should come a prophet to shew what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former.
Right, so we had to cast away that old altar, man, because there's no telling what the heathen did to it, right? You know, we can only extrapolate and speculate. Probably was mildew, right? It probably was defilement, right? Stains, and you know what kind of stain. It's probably a lot of wickedness going on, man. Right, so we had to pull out these stones, take it to a convenient place, and rebuild up the temple. We got it.
We back in it. This is Leviticus chapter 14, verse 40. Then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in the plague, like in which the plague is, and they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city, in landfills, right? And he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place. And they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones.
That's what
And
that's what they did to rebuild the temple, right? So it was a lot of defilement going on in the temple. I'm led to believe it was mildew, right? Stains everywhere, trash, and just nastiness. You got it.
that's right. And they shall take other stones and put them in the place thereof, just like in the place of those stones, and he shall take other mortar and shall plaster the house, right? So this is literally a handyman, man. Yeah. You know, they plastering the house. They kind of making it. Hey, what do you call it? Cement workers, stone workers, masons.
Mason.
Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
cutting the
Yeah,
stone out, kind of they putting another one in there, plastering it in there, man.
I don't think they're just jamming it in there, kind of throwing the plaster in there and then say, deal with it. It is what it is. No, they, they made it look nice.
That's what they
right?
do when there's holes in the wall. You got to kind of put the plastic drywall up, and you got to kind of get it going on, man.
Yeah.
So they think Esau, man. We been doing that, man.
Ain't
And,
nothing new.
yeah, and again, this wasn't a profession that just anybody could do.
Yeah.
You know, you had to be taught these things. You had to be a good handyman. And these are serious matters too, man. This is not something light. No, they had to really get on top of this, man. Hey, if the priests didn't do their duty, they was going to hell off, man.
Yeah.
Hey, the Lord could have judged them for that. Right? The priest said, look, not today.
I'm
I don't want to
tired.
deal with the mildew. It stinks. Right?
Arms
Hey, the Lord
hurt.
could have dealt with them, man. My arms hurt. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with that family. They be going off. Right? All they do is yell. Right? But guess what? The priest had to deal with it. You know?
Gun.
Got it.
Verse 43. And the plague come again and break out in the house. After that, he hath taken away the stones, and after he hath scraped the house, after it is plastered, then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house. It is unclean. And he shall break down the house. He shall break down the house, the stones of it, and the timber thereof, and all the mortar of the house, and he shall carry them forth out of the city into an unclean place. So some days you lost your house. Sometimes you lost your house, man. You got to deal with
That
it.
might have been. It could have been judgment too, man.
Yeah.
It's their whole house.
I lost my house.
I got a
You got to
precept.
figure out another spot, man. And that's, I'm sure the Levites was compassionate and like, sorry to break the news. Nobody want to break that news to you. You gotta lose your house.
Right.
You bought that money. It's like you bought the house.
Yeah.
You bought the things they're in. They didn't have U-Hauls back then. So you kind of just ass out.
Yup. Y'all give me Sirach 27:3. Yup. It was bad, man. This is a bad situation. Sirach chapter 27 verse 3.
The book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 3, and
They
it
probably had
reads,
to go live with another family according to Leviticus 25 and 35. Right? Because if your brother didn't have somewhere to stay, now you got to go live with somebody else. Now you're under somebody's rules and regulations and their household orders. All right? And bring this out.
it's the book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
Is what?
His house shall soon be overthrown.
Hey, so this could have been judgment to that man. A man whose house was plagued with mildew. We just read that was in the curses, Deuteronomy 28 and 22. Right? So unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. Literally overthrown.
I got one more precept. There was one more verse on that, and it reads, verse 46. Moreover, he that goeth into the house all the while that it is shut up shall be unclean unto the even. So some Jakes probably tried to sneak back in there. You know, Lord had to write everything out because Jake is wicked. Probably tried to sneak back in there, sleep in there one last night, have a huge hurrah with the family, with his friends, cover it up, kind of sneak it out, trying to paint over it.
Yeah, paint over the mildew.
I'm not losing this damn house. 4 in the morning. Yeah.
Sweating, right? Hey, man, Jake, man. These are the things that went on in the scriptures, man. So guess what? All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Because guess what? The laws of the Lord are not like the laws of man.
That's right.
It's not like the laws of the land, the laws of Esau. Again, Esau don't know how to deal with these matters.
Nah.
He say clean it up.
Clean it up. That's
How can you clean this type of stuff up, man? This is bacteria. It's not dirt. It's not what else, man?
Damn stains.
It's not a stain. It's not mud. It's not a pomegranate juice stain. No, this is actual bacteria that grows within and without. Hey, you can't clean mildew with a toothbrush.
Yeah, you can forget about it.
Right? Hate to break it to you, but you can't clean mildew with a toothbrush. Right? You can't use a rag. Because the damn mildew won't hop on the rag, man.
Yeah.
Try to clean mildew with a rag. Next thing you know, your rag got mildew on it.
And you know Jake didn't want to lose their garments, man. They probably say, no, that's a part of the color. That's the design.
That's purple.
Yeah,
Leave that alone.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Leave that alone.
Yeah. Sheesh. You know how many shekels of gold I paid for this, man?
That was 20 shekels.
Yeah, 20 shekels.
Hey, Jake probably, hey, don't touch that. That's 20 shekels. That's 5 shekels. I got that from the market. Hey, don't leave
Yeah.
it.
It came like that. I bought it like that. Probably put sweet incense on it, make it smell good, cover up the mildew stain.
Yeah, cover up the green spots. That's polka dots. Leave that alone.
Or put more fabric on it to kind of, really cover it up.
Oh,
Jake is carnal, man.
yeah. I got to kind of bring it all out.
Close out with that.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal. So understand.
You can break it down, King.
So the law is spiritual. The law we got from the Most High is spiritual.
Yeah.
That's right. This is true spirituality, man. Not dealing with your chakras. You sitting crisscross applesauce under a tree humming for 24 hours. Look, that's not spirituality. Spirituality is the law.
Right. Con. So that concludes the milk lesson, 4 types of leprosy, man. You got to get into the law.
With that,